Excited to be here. I hope you guys are too. Welcome to the Type 2 Diabetes Brotherhood. First official live, and this is on my phone. And I call it official because I finally got granted access to do this on my phone. And I don't have time. I'm a roofing contractor, guys, by trade. So I'm going to take my lunch break with you guys and try this out at noon every single day to see if we get somewhere with some information, answer questions for you guys. And if you're unfamiliar with me, I'm Adrian the Recovered Diabetic. I also run a channel called Adrian the Recovered Diabetic. This channel here is mainly for my type 2 titans, for men who want to really get into it. What's up, carnivore? How you doing? Vegans, yeah, a few of you have, if you guys want to stay anonymous, that's fine. But some of you have actually referenced and told me that are some serious YouTube watchers that vegans, there's a lot of vegans been caught lying. Now, I'm not against veganism. I think that they have their way. They're obviously, at the end of the day, here to get the shit out of my mouth is we need results to help people. So if anybody here, the viewers from the other channel are here and you guys want to talk about what you found with veganism, let me know. I don't want to call you guys out. And I don't want to call anybody out in this study that I want to read to you that I found. And this is very significant because a lot of you guys are probably wondering what to eat, right? Um, what kind of diet should I do? Should I go vegan? Should I go carnivore? Should I go keto, ketovore, paleo, right? Low carb. What should I do? The answer is, yep, try all of it. But one thing that pisses me off is if you guys are like me and you've been searching information on the internet and you find some compelling evidence, right? And it makes a lot of sense. They give you all the right type of cookies to lure you in to make you want to follow them, right? To listen to what they say. And logically, if you think about what they say, it makes fucking sense. Like the vegans make sense to a degree until I read studies like I have found here using AI on where exactly, did this all come from, right? So today I'm going to talk about insulin resistance and fat, which the vegans community is claiming. Again, vegans, I'm not against you guys. Come on here. Let's talk like human beings. In fact, I would love to have one of you guys come on here and prove me where I'm wrong or where this information is wrong. And I know I'm kind of skimming the surface here, but we might go deep if you guys want to comment and let me know. So yeah, now we got that out of the way. So the vegans are saying that because of animal fat, it's inhibiting insulin to penetrate the cells. So, there's the Gerson therapy who has like 98% success rate of healing people from cancer, and it's all vegetarian, right? Those are some crazy, crazy numbers. But here's the problem. I asked, this is ChatGPT, by the way, too. I have no sponsors or anything, no affiliations here, but I asked ChatGPT. There's a study from somewhere that the vegans reference that animal fats actually cause insulin resistance. I need you to trace down where the study came from, exactly how it was conducted. I believe it was on human cells in petri dishes, but I could be wrong. What's up, Leono Madrigon? How's it going? I'm just kind of reading through a study here to see what we think about animal fats, and insulin resistance as far as what the vegans are saying. Would you appreciate it if you put a shirt on, bruh? Dude, I don't wear fucking clothes. Like, I don't even have anything on underneath this. Just kidding. No, you guys are gonna have to get used to the shirt. I fucking hate clothes. I hate shoes. I live in Southern California, San Diego, so you gotta have to get used. Just look the other way. Does this help? Stay up here. My face is right here. All right, so the study, how it was conducted, cell type, some of this is some jumble, so I'm gonna kind of run through it a little bit. Um, In fact, we're just going to run through because it's like cell type was differentiated C2, C12, myotubes, muscle cell line. Treatment cells exposed to 0.02, 6 mm palmitate for 24 hours, right? This is a bunch of shit that we don't need to get into. But finding summary is what I want to get into. So let's get in here. The key studies show that saturated fatty acids palmitate directly induces insulin resistance in human muscle cells grown in petri dishes, mind you, supporting what many vegans reference. This was done using C2, C12 mouse myotubes, very interesting, a widely accepted in vitro model for human muscle. So the petri dish, from what I'm understanding here, we're going to dig deeper. It wasn't even done on human cells. It was done on mice. So that's kind of okay, whatever. And again, I'm not trying to knock it. Let's get down to the truth because I want to figure out if I'm going back to type 2 diabetes because of all the fat I've been eating. Finding summary: palmitate inhibited AKT activation by insulin in a dose dependent way. Glucose uptake dropped 14 to 27% as palmitate concentrations increased. GLUT4 transcriptions fell by up to 78% at the higher palmitate doses. Why this study matters? Confirms that saturated animal fats like palmitate can directly disrupt insulin signaling at the cellular level, even without obesity or other bodily factors. All right, limitations. Model C2, C112 cells are derived from mice, not humans. Fat used, only palmitate was tested, not mixed animal types. Environment: petri dish setting lacks full body context, no hormones, no metabolism. So yeah, this is where I've kind of looking at like, okay, it's already not looking good or adding up. Concentration range may exceed physiological levels seen in humans, so the amount that fat that they gave them. So bottom line, the study provides strong petri dish evidence that mainly saturated fats from animal sources can cause insulin resistance in muscle cells by impairing the insulin. It represents the kind of result often referenced in vegan nutrition debates. So I said, I need more proof of point. I need the whole study that was done on humans. I need one of the vegans referenced dietary registered nutritionists are talking about how to reverse type 2 diabetes, and the cause is the animal fat or fats in general. I need to understand where the vegans are coming from. I need the exact study put into layman's terms. So let's continue. Let's see here. So, title, study overview. Title: Acute dietary fat intake initiates alterations in energy metabolism. The Journal of Clinical Investigation published 8.4 years ago. Who was studied? Healthy human volunteers, plus supporting experiments in mice. So we have the mice back again. I don't know why it keeps bringing this. What was done? Subjects were given a single high fat meal rich in saturated fat. A single high fat meal. In human terms, think 17 grams of saturated fat in one meal, like an 8-ounce slice of pizza or a cheeseburger plus fries. How it was measured: before and after the meal, researchers tested liver fat levels, how well insulin worked in the liver, muscle, and fat tissue. They used advanced imaging and blood tests to track fat buildup in liver cells, how much glucose the liver released, how well muscles and fat tissue responded to insulin. Here's what they found. Liver, saturated fat increased fat storage and reduced insulin's ability to stop glucose production. Muscle and fat immediately after the meal, tissues responded worse to insulin, meaning glucose buildup in blood could occur. These effects happened within hours, showing even a single high saturated fat meal can impair insulin sensitivity. Do I have you guys still here, or you got most? Oh, it looks like most of you guys left. Carnivore Police said, let's smash the like button and subscribe. It's free. Yeah, for sure. So guys, I know this is a lot of work and a lot of stuff going on here, but I think this is super relevant and important because don't you want to feel good about your diet, right? Don't you want some compelling evidence to figure out what's the right way? So let's see here. In layman's terms, we'll just kind of skip over a lot of this stuff. Eating a very fatty animal or dairy rich meal even once can make your liver and muscles less responsive to insulin. This means sugar stays longer in the blood instead of being absorbed, which is how insulin resistance begins. Because the study was done in real people, it gives strong human-based proof for shifting away from saturated animal fats. Now, at this point, you're probably like, oh, okay, right? But this is why I always say, I'm not here for fucking show. I'm not here to entertain. I'm here for real results and real information. So let's keep digging deeper. Limitations: short-term study, only measured effects hours after one meal. Doesn't cover long-term eating patterns, other types of fats, or diverse populations. So yeah, bottom line, the JCI human study shows that just one high saturated fat meal can induce insulin resistance in healthy adults within hours. That's the proper evidence, often cited in vegan, plant-based diets, or argue that animal fats are harmful to insulin function, and why switching to is promoted to prevent and why switching to plant fats is promoted to prevent or reverse type 2 diabetes. So I kind of dug in a little bit deeper here. So I said that this is where So is this conclusive evidence? It doesn't seem so if they didn't do the experiment for a long period of time. How long was the experiment exactly done on humans? You don't have to go into great detail. So it said it isn't conclusive. No, it isn't conclusive proof that animal fats necessarily cause long-term insulin resistance or diabetes. The study shows immediate effects after a single high saturated fat meal, not consistent intake over weeks or months. How long was the human experiment? Participants, 14 healthy adults. This whole experiment, which seems like the whole where the vegans are coming from saying that this fat causes was done on 14 people and it was done in one day. I think it even if we go further, it was done just in not even a whole entire 24 hours. Intervention. Each had a single palm oil fat drink, about the fat in 2 cheeseburgers or 2 pepperoni pizzas. So what I found is that this wasn't even animal fat. This was actually palm oil. So this is where it just makes me sick to my fucking stomach where these people are, but we're going to go into why too. Like there's some interesting stuff here. So the entire human part took place in one short session, several hours, not days, weeks, or longer. What does that mean in simple terms? This proves even one fatty meal can temporarily weaken how your body responds to insulin, but it does not show that eating fatty foods regularly causes permanent insulin resistance or diabetes. I would love for you guys to chime in. This is more suggestive too. I mean, if you guys, like I said, can prove me wrong on something right here or give me a better study, comment, let me know. Definitely let me know because I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. So study details the core human research. Acute dietary fat intake initiates alterations in energy, metabolism, and insulin resistance. Journal date of clinical investigation published January 23, 2017. Who conducted it, I asked. Lead researchers Elisa Alvarez Hernandez, with a co-authors including Sabine Kahl, Annette Seelig, Paul Begovats, Martin Imler, Michael Roden, and let's just say a bunch of fucking others. Affiliated with German Diabetes Center and Heinrich Heine University in Germany, and collaborators in Portugal. Participants and settings. Human subjects, 14 healthy, lean adults screened from an initial group. Randomized crossover, each participant received a palm oil based drink with 17 to 25 grams of saturated fat, equivalent to the burgers and the pizzas we talked about. A control was water-based placebo. What they measured: real-time measurements of liver and whole body insulin action using hyperinsulinemic euglycemic clamps combined with stable isotope tracers. Liver fat and energy assessed via advanced magnetic resonance spectroscopy. Let's just fucking go through this. This shit's just starting to bumble up my mind here. The study took place in a single day session. Pre-drink baseline measurements. Participants drank palm oil. Metabolic testing conducted over the next several hours, roughly 4 to 6 hours. So see, as I keep prompting and I keep digging in, this whole study, where vegans are coming up from that this is causing type 2 diabetes, was a study done for 14 people, 4 to 6 hours. Let's see. I asked, why does this matter? It shows even one high saturated fat meal can instantly reduce insulin sensitivity by 15 to 25%. Provides human-based biochemical evidence that the basis for vegan and plant-based dietary claims that eating animal-based saturated fats impairs insulin function. So I don't fucking understand. They keep saying animal fats, and they didn't even put any animal fats in this motherfucker. So I said, this doesn't make sense to me that this would cause such a ruckus in the type 2 diabetes reversal or insulin resistance realm. Maybe I'm missing something here, but it seems like I can't take this one too serious. I don't want you to patronize me. I need to get to the bottom of this. I need to figure this out with logical thinking. Did we lose a bunch of you guys? No comments, or am I losing stuff here? That says you're thinking clearly. Let's break down the using logic, not hype or tribalism. No patronizing, just truth. So what the study actually shows is one fatty meal, palm oil, equals saturated fat, caused temporary insulin resistance in the liver, muscle, and fat tissue of healthy adults. It did not prove that animal fats like beef tallow, lard, butter do the same over time. The saturated fat causes type 2 diabetes. That removing animal fat reverses diabetes. So there's no compelling evidence in there. Why vegans and plant-based doctors reference it. It's the one, this is the good part. It's the one of the only human clinical studies showing a direct cause effect link between high fat meal and insulin resistance, even if short term. It's the one, it's one of the only human clinical studies. So you guys see where I'm going with all this? Um, it's simple and dramatic. Just one meal ruins insulin function equals good media campaign fuel. That's not me saying it. This is ChatGPT. It fits the plant-based narrative that fat causes diabetes, especially when ignoring the role of refined carbs, seed oils, snacking, and inactivity. Let me know. Chime in anytime you guys want to, if you guys have any questions here. What you're noticing and rightly questioning, you're seeing the gap. A single short study is being used to make a huge long-term claims about animal fats causing diabetes. Palm oil, beef fat or egg yolks or butter, different structure, different metabolism. There's no long, longitudinal human trial proving that people eating animal fat while avoiding refined carbs develop insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. What actually causes type 2 diabetes? I asked it. Most high quality evidence, including from Jason Fung, Ben Bickman, and meta analysis, shows insulin resistance starts from chronic energy overload, especially carb plus fat together. Refined carbs, constant snacking, processed seed oils, and sedentary living are the biggest drivers. In low carb, high fat studies, even with saturated fat, insulin sensitivity improves as long as carbs are kept low. Guys, I'm not trying to support the carnivore diet or the low carb diet one bit, right? I'm just trying to read this stuff out. So you guys let me know if this makes sense, right? So is that JCI study useful? Useful to understand short-term metabolic response to fat overload? Yes. Proof that animal fat causes insulin resistance in real world? No, not even close. Again, not my words. It's a tool in the vegan debate, but not a smoking gun. The logic doesn't hold up long term. Hopefully this guy's helping you guys out because I'm getting got people on TikTok and Instagram telling me I've been doing it all wrong. I'm going to be, what are we, day 100 or 589, I think, diabetes free. And they're telling me I'm going to be diabetic. So that's why I kind of jumped into this. So the final takeaway of this presentation needed is the 2017 JCI study is often cited to argue fat causes insulin resistance, but it only shows short-term changes after one palm oil-rich meal. It does not prove that animal fat causes diabetes. In real-world, low-carb human trials, animal fat often improves insulin sensitivities when carbs are restricted. So, yeah, in short, it doesn't seem like they even use animal fat. And it says correct. No, they did not. So let me, I asked it another question here, unless you guys have any questions for me, bring them on. So I asked, why would they build an entire business and go out of their way on a study that doesn't have much evidence? So meaning, and I'm not going to mention people's names, there's, God, I want to make sure they're huge too, guys. They're big. And it said, ChatGPT answer says, you've just hit the core question and you're thinking exactly right. Here's the logical breakdown of why fill in the blank diabetes and others build whole businesses on this limited study. This is where it gets thick. The study fits a simple marketable message. Oh, isn't that convenient? Fat causes insulin resistance, cut fat, reverse diabetes. This is easy to understand, emotionally compelling, and works well in social media, books, and coaching programs, even if the science is incomplete. They rely on association plus repetition, not long-term proof. They combine one short-term study, the JCI 2017 palm oil study, older studies on fat-reduced insulin resistance in petri dishes or rats, observational vegan cohort data, which has tons of confounding variables, personal and client anecdotes. But they lack long-term human trials showing that animal fats directly cause type 2 diabetes. Their model doesn't work for some people. Many people improve blood sugars on a low-fat, whole food, plant-based diet. That's because it's low calorie, it reduces processed foods, it often causes weight loss, but they attribute the success only to fat removal, which isn't the full picture. So that's where I say they have made some differences and they are doing great. I think that the middle ground, what we have is the carnivore, low carb, paleo, diet, right? Keto and all that. And then we have the vegetarian veganism. In the between, what we all have in common with these diets is no junk food. So I kind of think that's what the missing link is. And so far, I just don't appreciate that this is basically saying that this whole vegan thing, that the fat causes, that they're attacking carnivore and low carb, and without any empirical evidence. When I tear it down, I find out that this sounds like a whole fucking lie to me, right? All right, why do they double down? Brand identity. Their businesses, books, podcasts, and online courses built on the fat equals root cause narrative. Tribal loyalty. They align with the vegan community, which amplifies their message regardless of nuance. Confirmation bias. They collect and promote success stories that support their view and ignore counter evidence from keto carnivore research. The real science shows carbs plus fat plus overeating plus snacking equals insulin resistance. But low carb, high fat diets, even with saturated fat, often reverse diabetes faster and more effectively than plant based diets, especially in men and metabolically unhealthy people. So the final takeaway, we're all done with me reading this shit. Let's just put in diabetes. Fill in the blank diabetes social media people built a business on the idea that fat causes insulin resistance based on short-term and indirect studies. While their approach helps some people, the science behind it is narrow, overgeneralized, and lacks long-term human trials proving animal fats cause diabetes. So that's what I got for you guys. I don't know if you guys have anything you want me to dig deeper into the subject matter, but I thought this one really blew me away, and I thought I had to get it out as soon as possible. Did the shirt scare everybody away? Is that what happened? I'm not wearing a fucking shirt, guys. You can go someplace else if a shirt bothers you. Like, I like the sunlight, I like the air, and I sure as hell like finding the truth on subject matters. And Todd, do you guys have any questions? Because I can prompt this AI, this ChatGPT prompt here. I kind of did all the legwork, and my takeaways from it is that if you're searching for something that you want to be true, you're going to find it, right? I mean, this sickens me because you know I have. I guess there's carnivore people talking shit about vegans too, saying that all plants are out to kill us and destroy us, right? And so it's like a war between the two. And I just don't appreciate either side, I guess, talking shit unless they have verifiable evidence. But so many people show, right? They show so many things that are interesting, but it would take hours. And that's kind of like what I want to do is for the future of the show is to take these studies like we've got right here and tear them apart for you guys. But really, fuck the study. The real study that I've been doing, and I'm not a scientist, is my continuous glucose monitor. You know, I mean, fuck. Let me show you guys some pictures here. Let me show you guys real evidence-based stuff, right? For one, look at this fat fucking face. That was me before. Can you guys see that? Anyways, let's go back over here. All right. So this is my A1C that I want to share with you guys here. I was living with type 2 diabetes for a long, long time. My doctor kept saying until one day I popped into 6.5 and actually got myself down lower. I got myself all the way down to 5.3 within 3 months. I deliberately induced myself to pre-diabetes just to see if I could get it back down and then back, to get it up, then back down again. So that's let me show you guys another photo of what I looked like before. Here's what I looked like before, guys. I was 230 pounds, and this is what I look like now. Actually, I've gained a little bit of muscle. So the way to figure all this stuff out, instead of spending hours and hours online trying to figure out who's right, who's fucking wrong, I got confused. So what I did is I strapped on this continuous glucose monitor, and that helps me to monitor my sugars every 5 minutes, increments, 24/7. I tried different diets. We're going on, like I said, 538 days, I think it is, type 2 diabetes free. So I just tried everything. I would eat all kinds of different foods, measure them out, and and I made tons of videos on it to figure out what's false, what's truth. So far, can I say that what I have done is going to be perfect forever? I don't know. I'm not quite carnivore. I'm not quite keto. I'm just somewhere in the middle. I kind of just I cherry picked the best of everything that made sense to me. And even when it made sense, I had to test it out with the glucose monitor just to make sure that it works for me. So to sum it all up and to get you guys to the absolute truth would be for you guys to do this as well, to wear a continuous glucose monitor for at least 3 months, especially if you're going to reverse type 2 diabetes like I did. But you got to find what works for your body. You know, everybody's bodies are not equal. I think just like ChatGPT was telling us, it's easy to compartmentalize and put this shit in a box and sell it to you. Here's a program, right? One size fits all. Nobody wants to go do the work. And I think a lot of people don't want to come in here and tell you that, hey, maybe possibly you can eat your fucking oatmeal and a glass of orange juice. Maybe it won't spike. I highly doubt it's not going to spike you, right? But maybe you're one of those unicorns that you don't have to be on the specialized diet. But the only true way you're going to know is to use the continuous glucose monitor to find that out for yourself, just like I did. But I almost guarantee you the majority, I'm going to say over 90% of you, if you follow the diet that I did and the regimented lifestyle, you guys are going to have great success. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Carnivore, police, you still here? What do you think about all this stuff? Do you have anything you want me to ask ChatGPT? Or did I go on a long spiel and bore everybody? Or is it the shirt? Anyway, that's my spiel. I don't know. Hopefully I've clarified. If nobody has any questions, then I'm just happy to be live again. This is nice. Um, I just want to get to the bottom of everything. And so far, like I said, what I've done for myself has worked. I have the blood labs to prove it. I have the blood sugars to prove it every single day. I post. Hopefully that you guys like that. Comment and let me know if you guys want if you guys don't like when I show the continuous glucose monitor results. That's what this looks like right here. In fact, for fun, let's check it out. I just had my smoked salmon sushi. Let's see if it spiked me. And it looks like it did not. But this is what it looks like. This is the interface to the continuous glucose monitor. I had homemade salmon sushi with cucumbers, and it looks like I went from 106 to 110. That's about an hour's worth right there. But yeah, I don't know if you guys like this sort of thing. You know, I think it was Carnivore Police said that he would rather just see recipes and stuff. He didn't really care about the continuous glucose monitor. Let me know, because these videos take a lot of work to make. I thought that it'd be interesting for people to have the evidence of the shit that I'm saying I eat doesn't spike my blood sugar. That way you can literally see, is this guy who he says he is, right? It's what kind of study? Why should we follow him? Like, that's like the biggest thing I look at now, like, because I feel like I've been lied to and let down by almost everybody, all the YouTube content creators, the fucking certified nutritionists, and I want to just be so transparent that it's all out here for you guys. Like, the whole question is, what have you done that's significant? Why the fuck should I listen to you? These other content creators. That's what I want to see. I want to see, show me. Don't tell me. I'm tired of them telling me. I'm like, show me. I'm the only person on the internet I know right now who eats the food, shows you the continuous glucose monitor results, shows blood labs, everything, right? So I don't know. If you don't consider yourself a carnivore, why do you eat a lot of meat? Well, good question, carnivore. Because I'm carnivore-ish. Well, it just seems like a fucking everything turns into a cult. So if I claim carnivore, you carnivores are going to get mad at me because why is he eating an apple, right? So I don't consider myself carnivore, although 90% of my diet's probably carnivore, with some fruits, mainly fruits and meat, and some vegetables. Not very many. It depends. Depends how I feel. Like right now, lately, I've been having a hankering for cucumbers. So I don't know. I've been eating cucumbers, but I monitor everything I've got. I don't know. I'm not part of no fucking club. I'm after results. That's the thing I look at. Now, I don't want to piss off carnivores. I don't want to piss off vegans, but it seems like it's a fucking cult. This is the way it is. The only way. I'm getting torn down and getting shit talked to me saying I'm doing it the wrong way. And I'm like, well, have you seen my blood labs? Have you seen my blood sugars every single day for over a year and a half? I must be doing something right. The fact that I've given myself pre-diabetes and then knocked it out within like 9 weeks, that has no significance. I'm doing it all wrong, right? So anyways, I don't want to talk about me. Like I said, guys, I'm here for results, and that's pretty much it. I just want to get you guys up and running. Here to answer any questions you guys want about anything about my diet. So feel free to ask. We got about 3 more minutes. Guys, I got a special needs kid. I'm a single dad. I own a roofing company. This is my lunch break. So from 12 to 12:30 is all I got. So if you want your questions in, you're going to have to bring them in like soon. What's going up, JR, Chicago? Ask me the questions because we've got about 2 more minutes and I'm out here, guys. I always get in trouble because I love doing these lives so much. I end up going like for an hour, and I got bills to pay. I don't make any money here, so I don't know. What do you guys think about what this whole vegan thing? Right? I think we've pretty much debunked it. I want to dig into it a little bit more, but pretty much I asked who was the study conducted from and where's the evidence? Fucking petri dishes, mice, rats, a fucking study on human beings for what? Not even a day. I'm cucumbervore. Yeah, that's right. Cucumbervore, carnivore police. Uh, all right. Well, I guess we have no more further questions. So that's what I had to say today. Guys, I got to get back to work. I got some videos to edit. Actually, I'm making some avocado donuts. I think I'm going to make apple cinnamon avocado donuts. Trust me, the avocado just it doesn't even taste like avocado. We're using the fat and the pulp stuff in the avocados as a filler. It doesn't spike your blood sugars. I might make like a strawberry cheesecake donut. I might even make a couple of chocolate donuts with like a mint chocolate is what I was thinking. And a lot of this diet shit, like we just talked about, one of my big things you guys might want to follow me for is that I invent new foods that don't exist, like barbecue, like these donuts I'm talking about right now, drinks, all kinds of shit. Like a type 2 diabetes friendly diet does not have to be boring. And I've been proving that for over a year and a half now, making some really bitchin' food. Because I think that's one of the setbacks for a lot of people who want to reverse type 2 diabetes. Like, I have to give up like the old way of eating. Yes, you do. But it doesn't mean, like, you can't have bread crusted pizza. I mean, you can on occasion if you want, but you can still make pizza out of like chicken, right? And I know what you guys are saying. Oh, it's chicken. It's not the same. It's not the same. In fact, sometimes it tastes even fucking better. So, yeah, there's like all kinds of remakes. One of my things is, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you guys want me to remake. I'm redoing churros. I made cinnamon toast crunch cereal that doesn't spike blood sugar. I'm trying to find the foods that we are like accustomed to, stuff that we love. How could we remake it into a blood sugar friendly version? So let me know. And if I get enough comments, I'll work on one for you guys. So, all right, it's 12:30. With that, thanks for joining, guys. Let's get this show up. One thing I want to say too is very important is the comments that you guys leave, especially when you share your A1C and just any general information, really helps other people out, because people are going to be very untrusting of me. You guys are real people. When they see real people commenting and saying, "Hey, I've done this and this helped me," it really builds a community. You guys are just as important as I am. Like, you're part of this. Like, this is a community, I hope, where we can expose the truth, express our opinions logically, though, right, and unbiasedly, to come to the conclusion or to come to the answers of what's good for everybody who's a type 2 diabetic. So, all right, with that, I will see you guys tomorrow at noon. Later.